Hello, once again, I'm Michael Hidalgo, and thanks for taking your time to listen. Do you like sports? If you do you watch professional or collegiate sports? And if you don't watch collegiate sports, then why not? To be honest, whatever your answer to the questions were was trivial, but I think you should still take the time to hear me out. Whether or not you consider yourself a sports fan, I guarantee you will have a little bit more of a vested interest in the future of collegiate sports and why these players actually deserve more. In short, the NCAA should change its stance on player compensation due to the way the sports industry is right now, making huge profit margins for itself without an increase in compensation to the players. Student athletes who are in this scenario are often left in poor living conditions while earning millions of dollars for their college, and it would also create an environment where collegiate players are treated more fairly in comparison to their peers. The NCAA and academic institutions under its cognizance have made billions of dollars in television deals, ticket sales, sponsorships, selling jerseys, and much, much more. What's the issue, though? They have done it on the back of the players that play for them, but do not compensate them in the way they are deserving in the name of preserving amateurism. Their profit margins have increased year to year without a significant increase in the compensation to the athletes, but have ensured coaches and staffs of the college continue to make more and more money. For instance, did you know the average college coach makes roughly $800,000 a year, while most collegiate athletes are only compensated roughly $20,000 a year in tuition and things like that? Most people say, but they're getting a free ride to college. Shouldn't that be enough? I mean, they're going to graduate with virtually no student debt. That's awesome. Well, the average player, as far as football goes, is worth well over $120,000 a year. And if you take into account star players, they make millions of dollars for the sports they play. So why can't they see just a little bit more money? Why can't they live just a little bit more comfortably? I mean, did you know that roughly 90% of collegiate athletes are left below the poverty line by the colleges that they play for? I don't know about you, but the statistic is absolutely staggering to me. Billions of dollars are made each year because fans pay to watch these players on these teams, but these players themselves are not living a comfortable lifestyle. Many times these players receive gifts, whether it's legal or not, by boosters and things like that to help alleviate hard financial situations they find themselves in. But the NCAA usually comes down and punishes these players, and these sanctions can be extremely heavy-handed. While there has been some major progress in this regard, there have been times where these rules and sanctions have been challenged in court, and the rulings have been unfair to students. College athletes are adults, and like every other adult, they should be able to receive damages and compensation for their injuries and the work for the organization they belong to. I mean, would you like it if a group that you belong to was the driving force for an industry, but were compensated like they were second-rate citizens? As far as the class goes, I think I've learned a lot the last 7 weeks. Not just my topic either. For one, I have only ever used MLA format, so adjusting APA was a little bit jarring. Next, I have learned so much about how to actually do research and how to pose my work in a way to convince my reader. I've also had to consider a lot of heavy topics, such as perceived biases, discrimination, and actually considering other people's lives and in day-to-day activities such as driving or going to the grocery store. I'm really glad that I've taken the course, and I will use a lot of things I've learned in this class moving forward.